So that's good. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, I guess we'll just do a full intro for the YouTube archive, even though I guess I did that already in the first failed recording. And I guess this will be failed recording number 2 if it doesn't go through. You know what, let's just go right into it. I've already got another video up on YouTube by now, most likely, with the completely... Yeah, complete... Oh goodness, yeah, this is a great way to stream this. Unfortunately, I think this is the way it's gotta be. Yeah, and then it'll switch back to full screen.
I'll take you on a guided tour.
Okay, good. I was scared for a second there.
Use the D-pad to go into the music room.
Oh yeah, this thing seems to be working very nicely so far. Now, pausing it was what
okay,
killed
let's do
it.
some tumbling. Press the jump button.
Uh-oh, I'm not pressing anything. I'm not pressing any buttons. Why did that happen? Okay, it seems to have gone away at this time, so we're gonna just hope, I guess, that was just a one-off thing. Okay, let's do some tumbling. Okay, but yeah, okay, so awesome. Pausing the game does not kill it. Menu, excellent. So we can actually handle the menu this time. This is good. This is the most progress I think we've made thus far. Although she doesn't seem to be giving me the rest of the tutorial dialogue for some
the
reason.
main hall. Sorry about the crates. I'm having some things put into storage and the delivery people haven't been yet.
Ooh, shortcut, damn it. That's the thing in this game, is like the controls are a bit clunky, so it's like you really kind of want to do little shortcuts like this, involving usually side flips to kind of speed things along, and it ends up just looking kind of silly a lot of the time.
Run up to a crate, and while still pressing forward, press action.
Hell, even some
I'll
3D
vault up
games
onto it.
nowadays, though, honestly, have some issues with like not so much the movement, but I guess especially like animation and things just looking
run everywhere.
kind of
With
silly.
the walk button down, I won't fall off even if you try to make me.
Although
if you want to look around, press and hold the look button.
you can see
press in the
that
direction you
since
want to look.
progress has been made though since back in these days. Okay, everything seems to be working fine, so I'm just gonna.
Right, this is a really big one. So do a running jump exactly
Yeah,
as
we're
before.
just gonna
Except while I'm in the air,
do the same
press
thing
and
we did
let's
last
go for a
time,
swim.
just because it's more
The
fun
jump button
this way,
and
I
the
think.
directions move me around underwater.
Okay, so we're gonna drown Laura. I'm gonna take a drink, and then I'm gonna mull over what I'm gonna say for the actual intro to the scene, or to the series, to the what? To the playthrough. Yeah, I guess this will be a playthrough series on YouTube. Oh gosh, she drowns way slower than I thought. Let's just actually exit the old-fashioned way. Oh yeah, you can see I've actually got a saved game this time. I made it to level 3 in my test playthroughs of this, which is what got me so convinced that I'd be able to get it to work this time. And I know that seems like maybe like a bit more test playing that I should really do. It's like, oh, I don't get to get my blind first impressions of the first, 2 levels or whatever, but I really thought I needed to do like an extensive test run in order to make sure that the game was working correctly. I just want to double check. Okay, make sure that my mic and everything is on, which it is. I just realized that alt-tabbing was a bit precarious there. I should maybe not have tried to do that. Everything seems fine, though. Okay, so... Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. That's just the demo. Yeah, anyways. Here we are, kicking off day 4 of the Jasu Blitz here with some Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider, if that wasn't obvious already. Apparently, yeah, the new Tomb Raider is just like completely negated the existence of the old one on Twitch, apparently. Like, since both games share a title, you can't actually distinguish between them when you're switching to your now playing game on Twitch. There's just one option, Tomb Raider, and it shows you the picture of the new one. So as far as Twitch is concerned, this game doesn't even exist anymore. Whoops, I did it. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of appropriate to the theme of the game, though. This game is a lost artifact, and we're gonna jump right in and discover it with Lara here. Oh yeah, and yeah, we're gonna yep, switch over to the tiny little corner window for the cutscenes. This is just the way it has to be. I have never actually found a way to get the cutscenes to run in full screen when playing this game. Even in the later games, I remember I did my playthrough, or my little blind play of Tomb Raider Chronicles, and even that game was always just the cutscenes, or yeah, the FMV in the tiny little window in the corner. Or I guess, okay, you maybe don't need to see this, at least, so that'll clean things up a little bit. And did I show this off on my first failed test recording already? I don't remember. It would be great if there was some way for me to get just like a totally black screen in the background. Or you know what, there is. Or is there? No, there isn't, because I'm doing like a full... capturing my whole monitor. We'll just go with this. This works, so I just don't... It's finally working, so I just don't want to fuck with it anymore. Lara Croft, animal control expert. It seems like that ends up being like a third of what you end up doing in these games is just murdering defenseless wildlife. What are those wolves even doing in these tombs? What do they eat? Lara with the eyebrow raise at the end there. That is a good question. I guess, I don't know, maybe these tombs are actually popular enough that get enough adventurers exploring them that they can just like subsist off a diet consisting entirely of spelunkers and hot pants, basically. Yeah, I actually did a little bit I did even more efforts to get this game running. I actually got it working on PS1 as well. I got the PS1 emulation going, but it's really tough to go back to that after even just like getting that slight taste of the, you know, the fancy Tomb Raider Advanced and all of its, you know, nicely filtered high res glory. It was just I don't know, I couldn't stand the PS1 version hardly, so I decided to go back and oh, sounds like we got a follower there. It actually didn't show up on screen for some reason. Oh yeah, there it goes. There, nice. Thank you very much for following there, Mr. Blaze Sarkissian. You were actually my very first subscriber ever since or my first follower. I'm sorry, back in the YouTube lingo still. First follower I've gotten ever since I set up that little thank you animation. I'm very, very happy to have finally gotten to see that. Okay. So yeah, as I said earlier, this is pretty much going to be a blind playthrough. But yeah, I did in fact end up playing through the first two stages completely in my test recordings, in my arduous task of getting this game actually running on my PC. Oh, it looks like we actually fell into a hole, and it ended up working all right in the end. If it's anything like the later games, which I have played a fair bit, like, yeah, I keep on saying this, like, I've done like a few like false starts of trying to stream this game where I end up talking every single time about my history with the series. But yeah, played a lot of 3. I loved Tomb Raider 3. Played a little bit of 4. That was a pretty good one. And that's pretty much it. And I guess I played Chronicles just recently. And yeah, I've never actually, or I played a tiny little bit of Tomb Raider 2, and this is pretty much my first time playing Tomb Raider 1. And again, the reason for that being the aforementioned issues with getting this game actually running on my PC. So yeah, since I have actually played this level before, I know that there are dogs down there, and that I'm going to shoot them before going down to see what we can find. In fact, I think I just want to kind of rush through this first level entirely, frankly. Although, oh, there was a secret back in the last room, though, that I missed, isn't there? Yeah, there was like a big health kit. Whoops. Oh, I said I was going to kill these guys before I jumped down with them, but messed up pressed the wrong button on the D-pad. Oh well, there's only 2 dogs. We can handle 2 dogs. Or was it in here that the secret was? She's just very, very slightly too short to reach the ledge there. I'm pretty sure I can jump up on this one. Yeah, there we go. Or either too short, or I guess her legs are slightly too weak. Which is, I guess not really... I wouldn't really describe her legs as weak. That is like some impressive jumping power she's got there. Like, she can basically jump like twice her height, practically. Yeah, I was actually even having troubles getting the PS1 version working. I don't know what it was. I just got a blank screen trying to run it in, what was it, EPSXE. So it was... Which just baffled me, because I have never had any problem emulating any PS1 game ever before, but it's just Tomb Raider 1. It just decided it wasn't going to work for me. I eventually got it working, but it was hard to go back. At least, like, you know, I got all this... It looks so much nicer on PC. And the sound quality is better too, even. I've noticed that. Like, I could barely hear, like, Laura's footfalls on the PS1 version. It's just, yeah, the sound effects come across clearer. I think the music... Or I don't know if it was, like, there was, like, an issue with the emulation. I wasn't getting any music, even when I did get the game running on PS1. I don't know if that was an emulation thing, or if it was just, if the PS1 version just didn't have music, but, I really like the music in this game too, weirdly enough. It's not something... Like, I don't know that the game had a great reputation as, you know, having great music. I know that the series is around for, you know, its puzzles and exploration and environments and all that. Don't know that I've ever heard people talk much about the music of the Tomb Raider games. But personally, I don't know. I think they've always had good music. It's always sparse, though. It's mostly just, like, you know, kind of atmospheric, like, background, ambient noise most of the time when you're just exploring around. And then you get those, you know, those little orchestral hits or whatever when something exciting happens. Okay. In fact, thinking of back to, like, you know, just how... It's just really impressive, I think, how atmospheric these, like, really old, very primitive-looking, like, early 3D games can actually be. It's just... Okay. Apart from that little bit up there, these games, I feel, can be, like, very immersive, despite kind of the aged graphics. And I think a lot of that comes down to the sound design. A lot of these games, like these old PS1 games, exploration-heavy 3D PS1 games, I find, have fantastic sound design that really helps with the immersion. I think King's Field was another great example of a game that just had fantastic, just very atmospheric sound, but also like a really good soundtrack as well. Whoa! Right, yeah, you can't actually sprint in this version of the game, which is or in this game in the series, which takes a bit of getting used to. Like I said, I'm mostly used to Tomb Raider 3 and 4, which actually gave her a few extra moves. Like, you could dash in that game, you could... Oh, okay, is that a death trap? No, it isn't. I remember this now. Yeah, you'd almost think that I'd played this stage before. Though that was, you know, a whole, like, 5 or 6 hours ago. So, pretty much... In fact, I've pretty much forgotten everything already. I'll be able to come into stage 2 basically blind. And of course, the little music cues are actually helpful as well. You can totally tell that something's going to be coming at you. You hear the music come in way longer, or way before you hear the dog coming up. Before you see him, even. So yeah, we hit this switch, and I think that's just the end of stage 1. That's a bit of a shame. I wonder... Yeah, I know monitor streaming... Like, I'm streaming in full screen mode. Like, I'm streaming my whole monitor right now, which is why that might be an issue. Or, I don't know, I'm not getting any dropped frames, though, so yeah, it sounds like it's a internet connection buffering thing. That's a bit of a shame, but yeah. Yeah, by all means, yeah, come back around whenever, yeah, things are clearing up later on, maybe. And, yeah, I stream this kind of stuff all the time. I'm really into these kind of old school, you know, pieces of video game history, classics, and whatnot. So yeah, by all means, yeah, thanks for following, and I hope to see you around in the future. In the meantime, I guess I'm just going to keep on going about my tomb raiding business. I thought that was the end of the level, but I guess not. Or is this the end of the level? This was the end of the level. Is it going to die now? Okay, that's the game crashed then. I was so happy. It was finally working, and everything was just all the trouble I took getting that fucking every single time it's something different too. Last time it was opening the menu. Before that it was couldn't get the controller, couldn't oh, this pisses me off so much. I'll probably end up streaming this someday. Probably stick it up and yeah, just, you know, hold my nose and play through the PS1 version at some point. But yeah, it's dead now. Like I said, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time, you know, trying to get this set up when I'm streaming and everything. So we're going to go with the backup plan, which, as I mentioned on Twitter, is going to be Dishonored.